Hi coloring friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. And hey, if you're new, consider hitting the subscribe button. I try to post at least one video a week, sometimes two, that's my goal, but it doesn't always happen. And I share my own coloring journey, thoughts on different coloring products, and different ideas for ways to use your coloring. So today I have the Ohuhu Glitter Markers. This is a 12 pack, and I bought these a month ago about. So I've had a little time to try them out, and I wanted to give my thoughts. I bought these from Amazon, and I paid, I believe it was about $9.99. There was a coupon. Currently, you can get them on Amazon for $12.99, and then they do have a 10% off coupon going on right now, too. It is March 16th. So, as of today, that is available. So, it looks like around the $9.99 price is where they usually fall out. I have a swatch chart here. I'm going to turn it this way. And I apologize that they are so tiny. I just, when I swatched, I wanted to conserve the ink in them, so I didn't want to make too big of a spot, and this was enough to give me an idea. As you can see, they have really nice shine and glitter. They're interesting in that some of them, like there's one that has a blue ink and then purple glitter in it. So they kind of, have a dual tone effect to them, certain ones. Let's see if I can show you. Like this one here, that's got a dual color in it. So they're kind of interesting in that way. Um, and I will go ahead and get into the actual use of them. I do have a picture here that I had started using them with. And one of the things I definitely want to note is that you absolutely, hands down, need something behind your page when you're using these. They are quite juicy, and they will go right through a page, especially if it's a thinner page. So it's definitely, I would recommend for only one-sided pages to use these, and absolutely always have something behind your page to protect anything that's behind it. So we'll go ahead and open these up here, and what you have to do with these is you need to give them a good shake before you get going with them. And the other must, sorry for shaking in front of the camera there, hopefully that didn't make anybody dizzy or anything. Another must-have, I would say, when you're using these is an extra scrap piece of paper on the side, because you have to, I guess, prime your tip, and it's not just once. You will have to prime it regularly as you're coloring with these. And I will talk about that a little bit more in a minute. So I did already get mine going, but they say that 3 pumps onto a page should do it. I have found that's not always the case, to get the ink flowing down to the tip. Okay, so I have it. You can see where it was kind of scratchy, and then once the ink finally kind of made its way down, I got the bigger amount there on my paper. So I'm just going to go ahead and color a little bit. Now, pros for these that I have are definitely, they have a really nice glittery shine. They're beautiful colors. You pretty much get the rainbow of colors in a pack. They're fun to use, definitely. Really nice sparkle and shine to add to your pages. Oh, and I forgot to mention that I am actually working in the Coloring Heaven collection food magazine. This was not a monthly. I don't believe it was a monthly. I believe it was a separate purchase that you had to make, not part of the regular subscription. And the artist for the page is Olchik Illustrates. Hopefully I said that correctly. And this is Kawaii Foods. So lots of fun. Good to add some glittery fun to the page. Now, right now, I am just basically brushing it right on the page. You don't want to push down hard at all. And you want to make sure your ink is flowing out well like I did on the paper here. Now, I have found as I color that it will sort of run out in the tip and you'll have to re-pump on the page to get the ink flowing again. And so you can see here, this is even just with brushing gently on the page, and there are spots where it has completely soaked through the picture, and the paper is actually sort of buckled there. The juice is juicy, we'll put it that way. One thing to note, there is not a way to attach your cap to your back end of the marker, so if that's something you like, that's something to note. They do clip on nice and tight though, so I don't worry about them drying out too much. Let's go with this one. But I do find that it's helpful to give it a good shake every time. I think it can get kind of clumpy in there. I'd imagine that is because of the glitter. That one's ready, pretty much ready to go. Come over to this part here. Just do some of these little, I'm guessing they're marshmallows. Yeah, see now that one. And you can tell when you don't have the ink really flowing down into the tip because it's very scratchy on your page. So you really have to get it going before you can color. There we go. Now we're flowing. And once you get it going, it is so pretty. I mean, this purple, let me color another section that's a little bigger, and then I will try to show that glowiness to it, because they are really fun and really cool looking on the page. Now, I do find, again, see here, I don't know if this is glitter that's just clumping up when it comes out, but it's almost like it's ripping through the paper at that point. I don't know. Let's see, I'm going to check the back and see what's going on there. But it's like super scratchy and almost like you have torn bits of paper that you're trying to color through, which is a little off-putting. Yeah, and see, that's where it's come through the page. And I promise I am coloring very lightly, and it's even gone all the way onto the folder here too. I am pushing very, very lightly, but I don't know if it's if there's clumps of glitter that come out and then it sort of tears at the paper as you're coloring. It's odd, but it is like scratchy and like you're tearing through your paper. Yeah. Let's see, now I'm back to normal again. It's not that weird. But I'll hold it up and show. Hopefully you can see some of that glow there. Really, really pretty. Let me see if I can adjust my light. Okay, let's show that one more time here now that I've got my light going. Look at that glitter. I mean, it is gorgeous. Really, really gorgeous on the paper. And there's the mug handle that I had already done. Yeah, so they are lots of fun to use. I will say that. Um, but they come with a touch of frustration. There's my downside to these, is that I don't like how that happens every so often where you color and it's like too much is out, or there's glitter that's scratching up the paper, or I can't figure out exactly what's going on, but that is not my favorite. And I don't like, see, I'm only coloring very tiny areas. When I worked on this mug here, I had to stop and repump the marker at least 3 times to cover this area. So I found that to be a bit frustrating as well, that you had to keep stopping and taking breaks to pump your marker again. I'm going to use this lighter purple over here. We'll do this guy here. Let's see, am I... Oh yeah, see, and then sometimes a huge gush of it will come out. Let's see, I'm not sure if I've just grabbed the same color again or if this is different. Yeah, and then the tip itself is... It's almost like coloring a plastic tip onto paper, and if your ink isn't flowing just right, it's very scratchy. I guess that's another downside to these, is they're not the most pleasant to me to run across the paper, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I'm going to do a little bit more with these on this page just to kind of showcase them. I apologize for the noise if you're hearing that. I live right next to a street with a big hill on it. And it's a nice day today, so I think there's some motorcyclists out there enjoying it. And when they go up the hill next to me, it gets noisy. And I did open my window. Let's see. Yeah, sorry, I just keep checking the bleed through, because I swear when you're coloring with these, there are certain points where you feel like you're tearing a hole right through your paper. It's different. But they do offer, when they go down, a nice solid coverage. So I like that as well. I want to give the positives along with the negatives. And I have to say, I mean, for essentially $10, you get 12 here. I don't think that's a bad deal for what they are. I'd be interested to find out how long they last. There's a part of me that's wondering with the way the ink comes out. Yeah, see, there's like little bits in there. I don't know. It's like, I'm assuming that's the clumps of glitter that have just clustered together. It's not a huge deal, but it is a little, I guess, a little off-putting. Anyway, I was saying I'd be curious to know how long these, last. How long they keep their ink. And I'm sure, I know some of that's going to depend on the surface that you're coloring. If you're coloring lots of huge surfaces, obviously it's going to run out quicker, but um, I don't know. For some reason, I just have the feeling that they could dry up quickly. But like I said, they're $10, so it's not like, you know, you're throwing out a lot of money for them. Just kind of a fun novelty thing to have to add some extra sparkle. And I have to say, I do love the colors. They are absolutely gorgeous. Um, that's the other thing I was going to say is you really can't go back over the what you've colored too much. It's like once you've colored once on it, the paper's done, and you need to leave it alone. Otherwise, you will do some damage. Let's see, I think I'm going to go over a few of these snowflakes with the silver just to see how they actually cover the black lines on the paper. My silver really needs to be juiced up. Are we going? Yeah, I think so. Okay. So I'm just going to go over some of these snowflakes here. We'll see. Let me bring you in a little closer here. I just wanted to see how well they cover a black line. Well, it looks like it will cover a good bit of it. I think I can still see it kind of showing through a little, but not much. Not much. For this one. Although it does take a bit of going back and forth over it to get it to cover. But the tip is fairly thin and nice and precise with how it lays down the ink, which is nice. All right. Yeah, some of that might just be the way I covered it. But yeah, look, so sparkly. I mean, they're really, really pretty. Let me do this one. This one's a little thinner here. Let's see if my tip can handle that. Let's see if I can do this without blocking. Oh yeah, that's not bad. So you can really get a pretty decent fine line through it too with it. There we go. maybe not. It didn't cover the lines there quite as well as when I was adding a little bit more pressure and doing a thicker line there. It's going to be a little harder to do. Yeah, see now my line's thickening to get it to cover. Yeah, it's a little thicker, but I got it covered a little better this time. Let's see if I can show that. Yeah, super sparkly though, and really pretty. Let's see, maybe I'll try one more, just to show another color. Do this green here because it's really pretty. Kind of want to show that one. All right. That's the other thing I didn't check is how fast does it dry? Oh, that's completely dry, so not too bad on the drying time. You don't really have to worry about smudging then. Get this going on my pad here, paper. Go. I think we got it. All right. Nope, we don't got it. Still not flowing. Okay, give it another good shake. Yeah, see, this is the slightly frustrating part of using these to me, is the just trying to figure out how to get the ink to flow. And see, now this part of the paper where I've colored is barely hanging on at this point. So I can't color any more on it or I will tear right through. So I'm going to try to work around it now that I have it flowing. And then see, then it doesn't have the glitter in it. Just a little, I don't know, maybe I just don't have the technique down yet. But I have to say, I'd rather pull out a gel pen and not have to worry about all the pumping action and everything than mess with this side. Yeah, and it's still, see, it's just not. Come on, ink. There we go. I don't know, the ease of use is just not quite there like some of the other things I've tried. Okay, I think we finally got that covered. Ooh, I'm barely hanging on with that paper. Yeah, I think it's actually little shreds of the paper that's coming up. I wonder if it's, yeah, see, it is completely soaked through there. Summing up, beautiful colors, beautiful finish on the paper. I love the shine and the sparkle. I love the two-toned with the glitter being a different color than the marker. That's a lot of fun. Cons are just the ease of use, I'd say. You need definitely to block your paper from the bleed over that you get or bleed through. You need an extra paper here to get them going, and not just once, but frequently. They seem to be a bit scratchy on the paper and a little rough on it, so it does kind of tear through the paper if you're not very, very careful with it. The price is not bad. But I would say my thoughts on how I will use these going forward is I probably will not use these to color large areas of uh, pages. I will probably use them more as an accent color to add, maybe to cover over lines. All right, I wanted to bring you back out here. So as I was saying, you can use these for little covering accent lines. I like to do that a lot with mandalas, just line over the black lines in certain areas of the mandala to make it sparkle or define certain areas of it. Or if you're doing a page and you have smaller things like this that you might want to add a little shine to and sparkle, that would be a fun way to use these too. As far as coloring larger areas with these, I personally will not be doing that. I do not think they're fun to use that way. So, but as a fun little accent and add little touches of sparkle to a page, I do think they're kind of fun and they are really pretty colors to use. So, just as a little disclaimer, this is just what I thought of these and my experience with them. I know we all have different opinions and different nuanced ways of using things, so it might not necessarily be what you think of them, and that's okay. You may absolutely love them and want to color everything with them, and you may completely hate them and not be able to stand this at all. So just keep in mind, it's just my opinion and my experience with it. But I enjoyed sharing it with you. I hope you got something from it, maybe saw a little bit about what these are like. And thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.